All right, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to use auto splitters and load removers in Lego games. So here I just have a live split layout that doesn't have any auto splitters or anything on it. Um, so I'll quickly go over a couple of things about the load removers. So basically, if we come here, this is where I keep all my load removers. Let's see. So they're right here. I have a bunch here. So we'll just go ahead and open up this. Let's see. Let's open up the Marvel Superheroes one. So looking at this, all you need to pay attention to is this, the game name. Um, Basically, you'll need to go to wherever you keep your file and just see if it has a .exe at the end or not. If it doesn't, you leave it the same. If it uh, does have .exe, then you just add .exe. I'm not actually sure why some people have it and why some people don't, but just make sure you check that out. And then make sure when you save it, you save as, and then get rid of the text documents and add a .asl at the end, so that way it stays um, as a load remover. So, whoops, let me start that. Let me turn off global hotkeys. So that's one thing that you need to make sure you're remembering. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edit layout. This is my layout editor. I will add a scriptable auto splitter. I'll hit layout settings. And then I will come on over to the scriptable auto splitter, browse. And then, for example, this is my Lego Batman 1 splits. So I will find my Lego Batman 1 load remover, which is right here. So this is a load remover and an auto splitter. So I can select it to either not auto split for me or to auto split for me. Not every game has this, only some do. So once I have added that, I will go back into layout settings, and then we will go over to detailed timer. Make sure your timing method is set to compare to current timing method and not real time or game time. And just make sure that anything else that needs to be set to that is currently set to that. And then what I would do is I would add another timer at the bottom, and then go back into layout settings, click on this timer and set it to real time. That way you can still know your real time. If you don't care about still knowing your real time, you can just leave this off. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go to compare against game time, and that will make it so that way you're now comparing against game time rather than real time. One of the biggest problems I've seen with people trying to set up load removers and stuff like that. And the last thing I'll go over is how to set up specifically the TCS load remover. So let's see, let's open up some TCS splits. No. All right, so I can just go to a normal layout for this. I think this is one. Okay, so for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edit splits, and you're going to see this auto splitting is available, right, by Zach, P53, and E Roadhouse. So you can see I already have it activated, but what I can do is I can go into the settings, and here there's a lot more options with this one. This one's way more complicated, but it's also a lot easier to set up. You don't have to do anything. All you're going to do is click on the category you want to play. You need to make sure that you are paying attention to what version of the game you're playing on. More than likely, unless you've done extra stuff, you're playing on the Steam release. I would recommend downloading the GOG version, which you can get fairly easily. Just go ask in the TCS server, and someone can point you in the right direction. That will also make this work a lot more. If you are playing on the Steam or Steamless EXE, you can't have anything selected. You just select this, and then it'll just split normal for every category, regardless of any category you're playing on. You can't have any extra features, and you can't. Sometimes it won't split correctly. So I would recommend playing on the GOG version, and that will allow you to use more features such as selecting your category and selecting split in every room. But that's totally up to you. The load remover for this game works the same as the other games. You have to actually go get the file, add it to your splits, and all of that jazz. The other thing to note is that if you are using Steamless, I'll try and find an example of one that would have this. Like this? Nope. Actually, I think I used the GOG exe. Perhaps it's LB2. Yeah. Okay. So if you are using the Steamless exe for any game for any reason, you need to make sure that you have .exe .unpacked. And again, check to make sure that there's not another .exe at the end. That happens sometimes. But you need to make sure you have this for it to work with any Steamless version of the game. Most of the load removers that I myself have created already take into account which games use Steamless and which games do not. So you really shouldn't have to mess with a whole lot, but just make sure you're paying attention to that. I think that's everything. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything I did not cover, and I will try and answer your question.